I'd like to thank my friend and colleague Gwen for asking me to retell this story that I told a long time ago. It's a story, actually it comes from the book The Cold Ditch by Alan Davidson. And it's a story about a hen called Fleur. So Fleur lives in this prison, shall we say, called the hen house. And all the hens are locked in this prison day in and day out, year in and year out, and they're there to lay eggs. But Fleur was a very special hen, and she was a hen of vision. And what she used to do every day was she would find a space and she would practice. And she first of all would practice standing on one leg, and then she'd practice flapping her wings. And she practiced and practiced all different ways of making herself a little bit different to all the other hens. What she was practicing for was to escape Cold Ditch. It was as if she had this inner call to do something, not just for herself, but for all the hens. So the day came, and I'm really kind of making this very short, but if you get the chance to read the book, I really recommend it. It's the story of us humans. So the day came when she knew it was time to leave, and she encouraged all the other hens. Now there was a big hen, I'm not sure I remember her name, but she was like the colonel, the one in charge, and she made sure that all the hens were in their right place in their little hen hut at the end of the day, and she marched up and down to make sure that everything was exactly as it should be. Somewhat of a military hen, I would say. So this particular day was the day that Fleur, having practiced all the things that she practiced along the way, decided this was the day to leave. And she quietly spoke to all the other hens. And all the hens were like, yeah, let's go. We don't know what it's like on the other side of this fence and this field and this, we don't know, but we trust you, Fleur. We know that if we follow you, we'll be safe. But there was one hen, her name was Megan. And Megan was like, no, we mustn't leave here. We mustn't leave, because if we leave, we don't know what's going to happen, and maybe the fox will get all of us and we won't survive. Fleur was like, nah, we're going. I know, it's time. And so Fleur led all the hens out of the hen house and she'd made preparations. She prepared herself, and she prepared the hens for their escape. The one hen that didn't leave was Megan. She was too scared. So they left, and they went out, and they were free. What happened? The fox came into the hen house and got Megan. The one thing she was scared about was the thing that happened. I love this story. I love this story because it's the tale of, if you like, the ones of us that have trained. Maybe even we didn't know what we were training for, but we knew we were training for something. And every day we did our practices, and every day we did what was in our hearts to do. And here we are. somebody said to me, because I have this saying, we are free to be free. And somebody said to me, what do you mean by that? What I mean is that we are free to be free. We don't have to be slaves to a system that doesn't serve us and doesn't bring equality, and doesn't serve everybody, just serves the few. That's like the hen house. If you're listening to this, you're probably like me. You would resonate wholeheartedly with Fleur. Don't be Megan. Encourage people to be free. We don't have to be slaves to a system that only feeds the system. We're in that place. We said yes, we've trained for this. And what is really important now is for us to show up. So let's do that together, because together we can do this. The visionaries, like Gwen says, it's time for all the visionaries to bring together their vision of freedom. We're free to be free.